Today I'm going to be sharing all the books I plan to read in June. I did not have the best reading month in May. I was really going through it. I was in a reading slump for a while. Things were not going well. So I've already decided that I want June to be more mood ready. I want to just be picking up things I want to read. I want to not have so many books pre-planned and like vlogs to do. I want to be able to just go with the tide and change what I'm reading if I need to, because I need to come off of a rough reading month. I'm still going to do my reading prompts from the jar. I'm going to just try to be a little bit loose with them and let myself pick things that I really think I'm going to be in the mood to read, and I'll tell you everything else that's sort of on my radar. But I can't guarantee I'll read every single book that I talk about in this video, because the whole point of mood reading is to not have a strict TBR. But this is like a possibility pile style video today. Let's get into the 5 reading prompts. Top 10 highest rated, highly anticipated, recent TBR edition, an arc, and Instagram poll chooses. I'll start with picking an arc. Those are always easy to choose because I have several arcs that I have on my radar for June. Those include We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry, The Ex-Girlfriend Murder Club by Gloria Chow, What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown, This Is Not a Ghost Story by Amory, and The Woman in Suite 11 by Ruth Ware. Hopefully I get through all of those in the month of June, but I'll definitely get through at least one of them. So one of those will match for this prompt. I also kind of want to reread The Woman in Cabin 10 before reading The Woman in Suite 11, because I have not read The Woman in Cabin 10 in a billion years since it first came out. I'm thinking about just getting the audiobook and re-listening to it. It's probably not super necessary for The Woman in Suite 11, but I just want to be up to date on it. So that's kind of something I might do in June as well. For recent TBR edition, I just purchased several books in the past month. I don't purchase books a lot, but there were a couple of things that I really wanted to pick up. Those are Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory. This is a romance novel about these 2 women, and one of them is giving the other flirting lessons, but then they end up falling in love. I've never read from this author before, but I've heard great things about her writing. And then The Matchmaker by Aisha Saeed. I think this is a romance with a mystery angle. I don't know if it's mystery first or romance first. It's about a matchmaker who realizes she's in danger when her clients' weddings are sabotaged in increasingly disturbing ways. Sounds like it's a mystery first, but I do think there's a romance angle to this too. Maybe there's not. Maybe I made that up just because it's called The Matchmaker and there's a heart on the cover. But I'm really looking forward to picking both of these up, so I'm sure I'll get through at least one of them in June. For highly anticipated, that usually means like a new release that you're highly anticipating. For me, I'm just gonna pick a book that I'm highly anticipating reading, that I've put off for a little bit, that I'm just very excited to get back into. And that is Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is the 3rd book in the Kindred's Curse saga, and I've just been loving this romantasy series. This book gets really long. They just get longer and longer as the series goes on. And I had a lot of what felt like reading obligations to do in May, so I put this one off for a little bit, but I do want to pick it up in June. I'm really looking forward to being back with these characters, being back in this world, and then I will desperately be waiting for the 4th and final book to come out, hopefully sometime later this year. For top 10 highest rated, I'm going to go onto my Goodreads, look at my want to read, and then see what the top 10 highest average rated books are on my want to read list. For books that have not yet come out, I'm gonna just not count ones that are not out yet, because those always have high average ratings from the first like 25 people to rate them, and then I'll pick one of those. So on my shelves for books that are out, we have Blood Over Brighthaven, Her Name is Night, The 5th Season, The Serpent and the Wings of Night, Heat of the Everflame, Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man, An Ember in the Ashes, Assassin's Apprentice, The Unmaking of June Farrow, Silver Elite. I'm going to go with The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This has been sitting on my shelves just for a couple of months. It was part of a batch of books that I got when I was canceling my Book of the Month subscription, and so I just needed to get through some credits. And I haven't heard too much about this book, and I don't remember too much about the synopsis. The little blurb says, a woman risks everything to end her family's centuries-old curse, solve her mother's disappearance, and find love in this mesmerizing novel from the best-selling author of Spells for Forgetting. I've never read from this author before, but I feel like I've heard good things about their stuff, and this sounded intriguing to me. Even if I end up picking it up and DNFing it, I just want to know if I'm going to want to read it or if it's not going to be for me. So I will be picking it up this month. Hopefully I'll get through the whole thing. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. But I just need to at least sample it and try so that I know. And then for Instagram poll chooses, I need to pick some books, put them on my Instagram, and have you choose. Maybe I could do that with an audiobook. I have a lot of audiobooks sort of on my TBR right now. I'm a part of the Libro FM ALC program where they give you early access to audiobooks, and they had a really good month a month or two ago. And so I got a recent batch of things I want to listen to. So maybe I'll pick a couple of those, throw it on an Instagram poll, and see what you all pick that you want to hear me talk about next month. So I won't know that right now, but editing me will know. And I will show you here the book that won the poll that I'll be picking up next month. So that is it for all of my reading prompts. Now I'll tell you about some of the other books that are on my radar. I'm pretty sure I will be reading both Misladen Parts Half Known and Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Shauna McGuire next month. I've been getting caught back up on the Wayward Children series, and I've said this a million times, but as soon as I pick one back up, I read like 3 at a time. And then I take a huge break from the series and I forget about it because I don't have the next books in the series. And so I wait a year, sometimes 2 years, and then I pick a couple back up again. And now that I have been getting caught back up in the past month or two, I have been in the mood to just keep reading through these. So I'm pretty sure I'll read both of these and then I'll be fully caught up and ready for the 2026 release, which will come in January. So that'll be fun to finally be all caught back up and be able to read the new book with everyone else, because I've been behind in the series for as long as it's been around. I always read these books in one sitting. They're all so short. They're just such quick reads, but for some reason I've just dragged it out forever. But after this month, I will fully be all caught up and I'm really excited about that. Similar to The Unmaking of June Farrow, I have a couple other books that I got with Book of the Month that I want to just pick up and try. This one, Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty, is a long one, and I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've enjoyed some of Leanne Moriarty's stuff before. I've DNF'd some of her stuff before as well. Not sure which way this is gonna go, but the concept sounds really interesting. It's about this woman who, I think they're on a plane, and this woman starts walking around and telling everyone like how and when they're gonna die, and then that actually starts to become true, and it's a book about what you would do if you knew how and when you were going to die. And then this book, I Might Be in Trouble, is a mystery by Daniel Aleman. And I believe this book starts with a person waking up with a dead body in his bed. That's what happens. And then he calls his literary agent to help him untangle the events of the previous night, cover their tracks, and spin the entire misadventure into David's career-defining novel, if only they can figure out what to do with the body first. I feel like I haven't heard much about this book, but when I have seen people read it, I have not heard the best things about it. It sounds fun, but I'm not sure. I've never read from this author before, not totally sure what to expect, but I do want to give it a try. And then the only thing that I kind of want to commit to doing a reading vlog for, because I really want to read this book and I think it'd make a really fun reading vlog, is The Turn Glass by Gareth Rubin. This is a mystery story that is dual timeline. And the cool thing about it is that you read the book like in the front and the back. It's like 2 stories in one with the different timelines. So you can start this way, you can start this way, you can read a chapter here and then read a chapter here and keep flipping the book around, which is really cool because it has this hourglass and that kind of mimics, you know, the behavior of an hourglass. It's a crime story set between 1881 in Essex, England, and 1939 in Los Angeles, California. I don't know exactly how I want to read this. I don't know if I want to do the flip-flop thing or read one story and then the other, but I just think it'd make a really fun vlog. I've done a couple of these vlogs before with these weird, unique books, like I did for House of Leaves or the book S. And they're always really fun to just go on this weird, unique adventure with a book and bring you along with me on that experience. And this seems like a perfect candidate for being able to do that. I actually just happened to stumble upon this in a Barnes & Noble, and the cover really drew me in. I was like, that looks really interesting. Pulled it off the shelf, looked at it, flipped it, realized what a cool concept it was. Could not believe I've never heard of this before. And then like a week or 2 later, I was watching one of Megan's videos and she had this book recommended to her from a bookseller when she was doing a video getting personalized recommendations from a bookseller. I don't know if she's read this one yet. I don't think that she has. But other than that, I've never seen anyone else talk about this book. I have no idea what to expect. It could be terrible for all I know, but it sounds like a fun experience at the least. So hopefully I can get to this next month and make a fun video out of it. But if I start it and I'm having a horrible experience and I hate it, I'm gonna scrap the video. So that's it for my June reading plans, at least what's sort of planned now. Like I said, it's gonna be a mood reading heavy month, so I'm sure I'll be picking up things that I didn't mention today. I'm sure some of the things that I mentioned today I'll pick up and totally not be in the mood for and put them down and either DNF them for good or maybe move them to a later month. But this is just the possibilities what I might be reading next month. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books and if you think I'm going to enjoy any of them. Let me know if you plan on reading any of them around the same time with me. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.